Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video. Today we're taking a look at the Lumberjack. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do another video on the Lumberjack. So here's the deck I came up with. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple replays, and then we'll finish off with a live battle. So here we are, guys, facing off against a 3 Musketeer Miner strategy. I've been seeing a ton of people pairing up the Miner with the 3 Muskies. Definitely want to do a video on that sometime in the future. Now, he's going to go ahead and pump up in the back left corner. I'm going to use the poison spell to damage that pump and also damage that tower. And that's also going to allow me to cycle to my pump. So I'm going to go ahead and use my pump in the middle of my base, just in case he is using a miner deck, which of course I don't know yet. But if you are facing a miner strategy, the ideal location for your elixir pump is in the middle of your base between both towers, because that way both of your towers are able to defend the pump from the miner. But if you're facing off against somebody using like a giant poison strategy, you want to use your pumps behind your tower. Otherwise, it's too easy for your opponent to use the poison spell, damage the pump, damage the tower, and then damage all of your defensive troops and structures. Now, thankfully, the Lumberjack dying, raging up the guards as well as my tower, taking out all those barbarians. And I also think the rage spell from the Lumberjack managed to rage up the elixir pump as well. So not too sure how much extra elixir I got from that process, but definitely kind of cool. Now, I'm going to soak up a little bit of chip damage from the Ice Wizard and start setting up a slow push on the right-hand side with my giant. Now, the ideal setup for a push with this strategy is having your giant down with the Lumberjack for support as well as the Mega Minion, and I like to use the Mega Minion in the middle of the arena sometimes to cross over that river. That way he has direct access to any defenses your opponent might be using. And with the Lumberjack, there's two different ways you can use him. One, you can allow him to run in front of your giant, dying first and raging up all of your other troops, or you can use him behind your giant, kind of like you would use a mini P.E.K.K.A. as a high DPS support troop. And then obviously you also want to have the poison spell down, damaging the tower, and then damaging all of your opponent's defensive troops. But that does cost a ton of elixir, so for the first 2 minutes of a battle, I like to focus on getting as many pumps as I can down, so that later on in the double elixir period and in overtime, I can afford to have all the cards that I need. And the guards are kind of situational. If your opponent is using an Inferno Tower or a mini P.E.K.K.A., then I like to throw in the guards with a push to distract the Inferno Tower or the mini P.E.K.K.A. But if your opponent has like a Valkyrie, a poison spell of their own, or even a princess, then those guards can become pretty useless on an attack because they just get killed by all that splash damage. So I kind of thought about maybe switching out the guards for something like an Ice Spirit for a cheap 1 elixir support troop on defense as well as offense, or even a Valkyrie to give you some more defensive powers, and then that way your Valkyrie can go back on a counter push to support your giant. But in the end, I decided to go with the guards. Now, maybe you want to use different cards in this deck. For example, you might want to use a Valkyrie, a Musketeer, or an Ice Wizard, or even a Princess. I would say that the 3 wild cards in this deck that can be changed out would be the guards, the Mega Minion, or even the cannon. So I would start looking there if you wanted to switch out some different cards for cards that you like to use. But so far in this battle, nothing too crazy has happened. He did some good damage to my tower on the right-hand side earlier on when he caught me off guard with a minor push, but ever since then, nothing too crazy. He has been giving me a bit of trouble though with these 3 Musketeers, forcing me to spend all my elixir on both lanes. Now he's coming in hot on the right hand side with some barbarians. Going to use the poison spell there on the left hand lane to hopefully take out all the support troops. Going to use guards as well under the rage effect, taking out the Musketeer as well as the Ice Wizard and the Dark Prince. But unfortunately my giant does die on the right hand side, and a misplaced poison spell. I should have used it a couple tiles ahead so that the barbarians walk into it instead of walking out of it. Cannon going down to distract the Dark Prince, with a Lumberjack going down to take out his miner. So pretty intense defense. Now I'm extremely short on elixir here, so I'm going to wait a couple seconds before I hit 10, before I make my next move. He drops down the 3 Musketeers this time, all in the right hand lane, and he's also going to support them with barbarians up front, which gives me the opportunity to get huge value out of a poison spell, damaging the barbs as well as the Musketeers. Also going to use a poison spell to finish off the Musketeers, giving me a huge elixir advantage. And because I know all of his counter cards are out of rotation, I'm going to do an immediate giant Lumberjack push. And take a look at the power of this push. Lumberjack going up front, doing damage to the tower. Barbarians going down, which will kill my Lumberjack, but that does rage up the giant as well as the Mega Minion. And with one counter push and in a couple seconds, I'm able to take out his tower and give myself the 1 crown victory. Let's go ahead here to the next replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against a Hog Trifecta deck. Now, in case you're wondering why this is in Builder's Workshop and the previous one was Frozen Peak, these are challenge tournament battles. The only reason I'm showing off challenge tournament battles is simply because my Mega Minion is still level 6, which at 4,000 trophies on ladder would get destroyed. Now I'm going to go ahead and wait to see what he does next. He drops the poison spell on my tower as well as my pump, so I'm going to start setting up a slow push on the right hand side. Now he drops down his Musketeer behind his King Tower on the exact same lane, which gives me the opportunity to get huge value out of a poison spell, damaging the pump as well as the tower and his Musketeer. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Lumberjack way in the back. Now the Lumberjack walks so fast that he's actually going to walk in front of the Giant, which doesn't really matter much. I would prefer for him to stay in the back to do damage, but he does die raging up the Giant as well as the Mega Minion. Poison spell going down, taking out the cannon, as well as slowing the tower, with the Giant as well as the Mega Minion making it to the tower, and he has no elixir left to defend, so I'm going to do huge damage to that tower with this Giant Mega Minion combo, taking it all the way down to 175 health with one push, thanks to the rage effect from the Lumberjack. Now my opponent's Valkyrie as well as Musketeer are only level 6, but my Mega Minion is level 6 as well, and my guards are only level 3, which are balanced against level 6 rares, so in the end I think it's a pretty fair fight. And given how much I destroyed this guy, I don't think a 1 level difference made too much of an impact on the battle. Cannon going down to distract the Hog Rider, meanwhile setting up a slow push on the right hand side with that Giant. Gonna go ahead and support him with a Lumberjack in the back, and then use the poison spell once again to damage the Musketeer as well as the pump and the tower. Now if you're using a Musketeer and your opponent poisons your tower as well as your Musketeer once, don't repeat the same thing over again. Use it in a different location. You should be able to predict your opponent's patterns and know where they're going to use their poison spell. Now 2 Giants going in there with the Lumberjack up front doing work to his tower. Now unfortunately that Zaspel forced his King Tower to retarget to my Lumberjack. If I didn't use that Zaspel, I probably would already have the 3-crown victory. With the Giant doing work to his second tower there, gonna go ahead and use a pump just for fun, and then set up the final push that'll hopefully end the battle. Poison spell going down, damaging both towers as well as the Musketeer. He's setting up another push, gonna go ahead and use the cannon to distract the Hog Rider with the Mega Minion to take out the Valkyrie. He's being super aggressive, trying out of desperation to take out my tower. I'm going to go ahead and ignore those Hog Rider as well as the Valkyrie and just go for that 3-crown victory. Giant going up there, getting a couple hits off. Poison spell going down. Lumberjack finishing off his tower, and the Giant getting the final hit, giving me that 3-crown victory. Let's go ahead to another replay. So here we are, guys, facing off against a level 8. Poor guy. Give him the old good luck. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any control over the matchmaking, but maybe his card levels are up to tournament standards. No, level 6 Musketeer. My Mega Minion is only level 6 though, so they are equal in that standard. Let's see here. What is he using? Level 3 Mega Minion with a level... Let's go ahead and use this, this, and this with some guards in the back for support. And actually, that Mega Minion tore mine apart, but I think the Musketeer was targeting it as well. So we have it pumped down. Like I said, you want to focus on getting as many pumps as you can earlier on. Now, if we win this, I'll go ahead and do another live battle, just because this guy is a lower level opponent. Let's start doing a Giant push right here. And then we'll do another elixir drop right here. I'm not ready to do a full-on offensive push just yet. So we'll do that. We'll see what he drops down, because I'll have this poison spell ready if he drops something in there. And let's just play defense. Let's let the can I damage all this here? Actually, I can get that Musketeer, so let's do that. We're gonna use the Mega Minion here, and shouldn't... Ooh, this is bad, guys. I placed that way too far behind there. Let's zap all this. I placed that cannon way too far back. Thankfully, the tower took out the mini pick at first, but I really thought that that location would pull the Giant over. But I guess I was wrong. Like, I think I placed it right here. Right there, I think, is where I dropped it. And normally that pulls things over. It's 3 tiles up and 2 up. Oh well, let's go ahead and place that pump down here. And let's see here. Giant down here for another slow push. This time, hopefully, I won't make the same mistake again. That would be pretty bad, I think. Can we poison this? The Musketeer should be able to walk into it. Let's see here. So 3 over, 1 up. Maybe it's 2 up right here. Maybe that's the location. I was maybe 1 too far back. So let's pump up right here. Just building up a huge counter push. Hopefully we can. There we go. He drops on another Giant. Let's go ahead and use our Mega Minion with some guards as well as a Lumberjack in the back for support. Have this poison spell ready for right here. And hopefully I'm building up a huge counter push that he won't be able to. Let's use another giant right here. We have all that elixir flowing in. Mega minion down right there. And in a couple seconds, guys, the rage spell going down, giving me that 1 crown. And let's just wait. Let's just drop some cards here. Give him the old good game. He was a level 8 though, so I do feel bad for him. He's like giant is level 5. His mega minions are level 3, so... But unfortunately, I had no control over the matchmaking at all. Let's go ahead here and do another live battle. So let's go here. Facing off against a level 9 this time. Give him the old good luck. No pump in the starting hand though, which is unfortunate. Let's see here. What can we use? Maybe a slow giant push on one lane? Let's do that. What does he do? A giant push of his own, which... Oh, I don't like that. Let's see what we can do here. Can we do... Let's wait to see what he does. Let's use a Lumberjack back here. Is he going to Inferno Tower up? Let's poison this. And, I want to use some guards right here with a Mega Minion to take out these archers, because the guards afterwards will hopefully support the Lumberjack by taking out this mini P.E.K.K.A. But that Musketeer is going to do so much work for him. Like, look at that Musketeer just do work. If the guards take her out, though, I think that'll be a good elixir trade. And we got one little chip hit on his tower. Our tower should finish that off without one hit off, sorry. Let's see here. Let's use a pump here. So he has the Ice Wizard, the Musketeer, the mini P.E.K.K.A., the Giant, and the Archers. So he's using a Giant Poison deck like I am, which almost everyone and their uncle is right now. But we're going to start pushing this lane. I never like pushing the same lane as my opponent for some reason. Even though by doing this, oh, see, he's gonna push the same lane as well because he probably doesn't like it as well. Now I'm gonna ignore the Ice Wizard. Let's use some Gardos right here. Oh, he's using Giant Boulder Poison, which one of the strongest decks in the game right now. Now, how is it that he has a strong counter push, but for some reason my push died? Let's use this with a Lumberjack to soak up the Musketeer. Never mind, she's already targeted. So we're going to play slow plate here. Do this, this, and this. Poison these guys. And let's use some guards in the back to distract. Thankfully, that cannon down from earlier on is still alive, doing work for me. Saving me from dropping down another one. Let's do a push here on the right-hand side with our Giant. Let's see here. Mega Minion for support. He's going to counter push. The way the Giant Bowler decks work is literally just counter pushing while doing a beatdown. So it's kind of like combining a control deck with a beatdown deck, because the bowlers are the kings of defense. They literally push everything back. And let's see here. Let's do a Lumberjack here. I really wish I had my poison spell. There we go. Use that right there. Cannon to distract everything. Now the Musketeer does outrange my cannon, so let's go ahead and use some guards here to take that out. We're just going to keep pumping up, keep the elixir flowing. This battle is going to go into extremely late overtime. If anything, it might even end up in a draw. Let's go ahead and Giant up right here. And then I want to save this Mega Minion for here. Support with the poison right here once he drops down some stuff. Let's poison all this. Let's use a Lumberjack with some guards right here. And another Mega Minion right here. Let's use another Giant with another poison spell right here. Now his Giant is distracting all of my support troops, which means I can't do anything to his, let's zap this though. Come on, zap, zap, zap. Come on, my Musketeer, or my Mega Minion, win that trade, please. I'm going to keep the pressure on, play stupid here. One more hit, Giant, please, one more, boom! There we go, getting the victory. Thank you, sir. Good game, good game. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.